So we do have it on recording. We'll start in 2 minutes. Amanda won't be here. She had a family thing come up.
Okay, how are you?
Okay, it's 7 o'clock. Go ahead and get started. Call to order June 9th, 2026, 7 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay.
Hello, you made it.
We have you sign in. So it looks a little different tonight with Cheyenne being gone, enjoying her time away. We decided to do the minutes and the payables at our budget workshop on the 16th, because some of them still filter in on Monday. So she felt it'd be better to just push it out a week. We won't be late on anything, and then we'll have them all, and it should be good. Okay, and same with the minutes. That way there we can just do all that in one fell swoop on Tuesday. So we'll go ahead and get started with Carrie Galloway with the food bank discussion on renting the former library building for the food bank.
Okay. That was quick. I should have.
Don't sit down.
I didn't stay up there. Cool. Jerry has,
Should I pass?
I have a group, yeah.
Oh.
There's a group of us, look out,
Who should we get?
everybody.
Is there that to go
I
around?
don't know, not everybody, I'm sorry,
Okay.
there's not enough for the audience. And I was fighting my printer collating for the upside down and backward.
Thank you.
So I'm Carrie Galloway. This is my uncle Jerry Galloway, who's the current food bank manager. And this is Amy Smith, who is also a local, who works for an art. Well, you can explain your part.
I work with the telecom architects, and I said I could start helping them make this a possibility to make sure it's up to code. The building is usable, I guess. But in the long run, I'm not licensed, so, we'd have to eventually go to one of my bosses, but I can begin the process.
And they have the now, like, for whole thing.
Yeah, we do, and I don't mind volunteering. A lot of the actual work is done by me. The signing off is done by them. So, I don't mind volunteering my time for this, but, there will be some costs, but, you know, hiring a full. All this is, yeah, I mean, it is, yeah, and this is just the beginning, so I mean, obviously there would have to be, and official needs that. I don't know. I just did a relationship. And so the first page of this handout is just so you guys have stats on how much work is being done by the food bank here in Julietta at the moment. 34,000 pounds of food were given out of the current location last year, which is really for community of our size, pretty tremendous, actually. And I don't need to read all of this for you guys, but 1,200 individuals served in the JK surrounding area. It's a lot. So we're utilizing the space. It's been great. I don't know how long the food bank has been there.
At least 5 years.
Yeah, or if not longer. So then we included some pictures of the current food bank space, which is 345 square feet. If you've been in there, the freezers are, several of the freezers are outside in the common area, the kitchen area of the community center. There's a refrigerator outside the area. Supplies are kind of piled to the ceiling, under stairs and in closets and things. It's not ideal. The library space, if you guys are, I know you know a lot about it, way more than I do about it, but 1,200 square feet, just in that big open area alone. All the extra rooms really contribute a lot more space. In fact, the little entryway area is probably pretty close to 300 square feet just in itself. So it's it would be a pretty dramatic difference in capacity for the food bank. And I'm involved because because Jerry's involved. And I help him get food, and we spend hours trying to figure out how to pile things and move things around. And I know, Eric, you've talked about the fact that there might be a possibility of building a little shed outside. The current location, I don't know how much stress that would take off of the food bank.
I mean, one of the things is we could get a lot more food when it's available if we had a space to put it. But sometimes we turn down things because we don't have any place to put it. So it's just like the Dairy Food Bank has a huge warehouse. So sometimes even they give us stuff that they get because they get a big semi load and they have a space to put all that stuff. It's just unfortunate that we don't have that kind of space.
Yeah, because clearly the need is there. We're serving a lot of people. And Jerry has recently built a big shop, which is about a quarter full of food bank food now. Canned goods and stuff. That's not something that's sustainable over time. And so as I've been kind of helping him do that, we actually looked around and talked to other people that had empty buildings in Kendrick and Julietta, and really this seemed like a terrific option. So that's why we're bringing it to you guys. Maybe you have plans for the building. I don't know. I think currently you guys pay
Yes.
$300 a month for the space of the community center, and I know that they would be sad to see that income go, but we just kind of thought and asked Amy to kind of look at the space. Is this even feasible before we brought it to you guys to see if it's even.
Something could happen.
Yeah, and, you know, there would have to be a code analysis done, but from what I can see, I don't think the ramp is ADA accessible. I think it's too steep. I would have to go out and measure that. The structure of the building, the walls seem to be going that way. So it might be a situation where I get one of the architects come out, or even a structural engineer to come look at it and to see what's going on with the trusses upstairs, how it's connecting to the foundation. You know, what needs to be upgraded, electrical, mechanical. The restroom is not accessible either, so I think the restroom is a pretty easy fix. There's already a door there. I think it's just a matter of moving a wall around. So those are things that we would look at, but you know, if we're changing occupancy from a library to a food bank, or I know when I talked to Justin, you were also thinking about putting a sheriff's office in there. You know, you have to also update with the existing building code. So that would be probably between what you guys require as a city, but also what the county requires. And
So our building code is, we're contracted with the county they're our building inspectors, so we can go above them, not below them, and I think we're same as them.
yeah, and so I would just have to do a code analysis, and see what is required in the existing building code. It's, I think 50% the value of the property applies to the existing building code, so under that, so that makes sense. So if less than 50% of the building needs to be remodeled, then it applies to the existing building code. But if it's more than 50, then we just do the international building code. So basically it's just a matter of figuring out everything.
So my question is, who would pay for it?
That's, I think, what they're trying to figure out. I'm just doing this part, but you know, obviously the building is old, so my question would be, what, you know, are we coming in there, the bare necessities, or do you want to actually like make the building last for a long time kind of stuff? But there's, you know, that's going to be a big difference there.
So we did the council, we had talking about improving it for the library. But we didn't because it would cost too much.
Yeah, when they did the community library project, when we started looking at that building, it's not in the best of shape. So
Yeah,
That would be my concern, is how much money is gonna have to go into that building.
Yeah.
yeah, the library
That's
actually
just from
looked
my
at
initial
just
look, that was my concern. I don't know, but I mean, we talked about like historic building funds, you know, it doesn't all have to come from the city, I think.
No,
We're
I think
looking-
we'd look at funding as well, but I think we'd have to negotiate some kind of lease situation, because if we go after grants,
right.
then we want to know we get the space for a certain amount of time, and we want you guys to have some assurance as well that things are equitable and, you know,
Yeah.
it's a win-win, unless you plan to tear it down.
Well, I mean, that
I
was,
don't
we
know.
hadn't really talked about it, but I mean,
Yeah,
the thing with that building is I'm afraid it's too far gone is my concern, but it would be nice to actually know. But I know that the walls go like that.
Yeah, they.
And I don't think it's actually trusses up there. I think it's a rafter system.
Yeah.
Cause that was
That's
the
thing is I'd have to get up there and look.
Rebecca Hall, right?
Mhm.
The top of the Rebecca Hall, right?
Rebecca Lodge.
Rebecca Lodge, yeah. It was the top of it, right?
Yeah, that building was, that was the top floor, and then they lowered it down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I think it's a good discussion to have. This is we have you on here as a discussion only, so we
Yeah.
can't make any decisions
Oh, of
tonight,
course not.
but
Yeah,
I mean, if you guys want to investigate it, I don't see a problem with that, but I don't know that what it's gonna look like.
mhm.
Yeah.
Didn't you say your firm would take?
Well, I mean, we would do like some initial work on it, but you know, when it comes down to structural, you have to have somebody licensed. I can't go in and say,
Yeah.
this looks good.
It might be
Um,
something where you could look at getting donations and from businesses or whatever too, though, maybe, and grants.
It's
And see where it comes in, but I mean, it may be, I don't know, it may be best to just sell you the property if you could get the funds to build a new building. I don't know
Well, and
what it shakes out at.
yeah, and I guess I don't know if I overstepped as far as if it's okay for them to look at it, like if that's
I don't think, I mean, it's not getting used.
and we're not moving, we're not making a motion for it.
Yeah, like,
It's
Yeah, I
not
think
hurting
it's
anything for
fine.
them to explore options.
Yeah.
like,
I think that's
my
fine.
only concern long-term is how much, who's paying for it. That's
Yeah.
what my concern is.
But what I would recommend is if you guys wanna peek around in there and see what you guys find, and then come back to the council and ask Cheyenne to put it as an action item
Mm.
and bring back your findings, and then the council can actually make a decision.
Okay,
Yeah, so just, she's out this week, but Justin can unlock it for you guys if you wanna peek around up there, if it's this week.
Did we charge the library rent?
No. No, we did not. We had just a lease with Latah County Library District, but I don't think there was any money changing hands because we donated $1,000 a year to the library for the upkeep. So,
So did the library do a feasibility study already then? Do you know?
they did many years ago. So I
It's
don't know actually
probably not
accurate.
that different, but
Yeah.
I mean, they probably had somebody come in and look at it.
Would an idea be using it as a warehouse space?
I mean,
what's that?
if, I mean, it could be, but not actually having people come in there and just using it as a warehouse space.
Well, that's something I thought about too, you know, it's like maybe if we just had a place to store more stuff, it might work, and then it wouldn't, I don't think we'd have to do anything.
My guess would it cost less for that.
Yeah,
And if we didn't if we didn't if we didn't make the library pay rent on it, I don't see why this would be much different.
Yeah, I don't think we did. I'll have Cheyenne look into that, but I don't think we did.
I don't think you did either.
Yeah.
It's good.
So
Okay,
check it out. Come back with, what you guys are thinking and just have her put you on as an action item. And we could probably get you in July. I mean,
Okay.
if that gives you guys enough time.
okay.
I think basically, we just wanted to see if you had plans for it, you know, it's like, there's no point in us doing a whole lot.
Right.
If you already have a plan for it. you know.
We really hadn't got that far. We've been extremely busy this year with other projects. That's been kind of put on the back burner as to what we might potentially do with the library.
But the food bank is a great addition. So you have, like, this is a nice idea as a storage, if nothing else. The food could come out of your shop.
Or I don't really want it, right?
And, well, yeah, and potentially at least be a storage, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
Or once you get it as a storage space, then you can get a grant person interested and say, hey, we have this great storage space. We already got the food in there. Will you give us some money to fix it up?
so I did see, the parking. So, as we know,
that was
parking
my
here is
second
not
problem.
the greatest, and the city has already approached the owner of the property next a few times about selling, because when we were looking at a library, we were going to double the size of the library, and at the time, they were not interested in selling, so that might be just a hurdle that we might need to look at.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's actually a question I was gonna have is, do you guys have, some cities have different parking requirements on Main Street than,
Ours are whatever the state is, because we don't actually have jurisdiction on the state highway, the state does.
Yeah.
Yep. So whatever their parking requirements are.
yeah, so that actually might be one of the biggest issues if we have to follow the code, so.
okay,
Yeah.
we got our
Okay,
marching orders. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Really just come see what you think.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you for coming down.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is Stillman Norton with Keller Associates. He was supposed to be here tonight. He did not, wasn't unable to make it, but his counterpart is on call if we have questions. Here's a copy of it and the way that he recommended the amendment, if anybody wants to read it, how to make the,
This is the one you sent? This is the
yes,
motion.
this is the one I forwarded from Stillman.
And the actual contract is back there. For ending those additional things.
That we talked about. This just kind of cleans it up, I guess.
Yeah, makes it official.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't see the gold plated toilet you guys talked about.
They're gonna deliver that to my house.
Oh.
This is all the stuff that we already discussed, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it's just making it all
Okay.
neat and tidy.
So I can make the motion on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I move to authorize the mayor to execute amendment number 7 to the owner engineer agreement with Keller Associates, Inc. for the Juliaetta wastewater treatment plant improvements project in the amount not to exceed $401,900, subject to concurrence by USDA rural development. The mayor is furthermore authorized to execute the amendment with such minor revisions in form, content, or pricing as may be required or approved by USDA rural development, provided the total compensation does not exceed the approved amount.
Second. That's a mouthful. You just did that to, you just did that to punish Cheyenne, which you think.
Oh, yeah.
All right, it's been moved and seconded, all in favor.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was
that was a mouthful.
not a easy flow one.
Okay, so the next one is Todd's contract, the one that we had originally, we have to renew it every year. This one kind of went a month over, but then they should have been a copy of that as well, sent to everybody.
I don't see it. That. What changes are there to it?
None.
None.
Cheyenne and I looked at it and we didn't see any changes.
I motion to accept Todd's new contract.
I'll
I
second.
second.
Or you can second.
I'll second.
Okay, been moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay. So discussion of the Juliaetta Planning and Zoning Standard Operating Procedure and Referral Process. So we were trying to figure out the best option, like I think Cynthia said that there used to be a form here at City Hall that they would come fill out and then it gets sent to.
Because we're volunteers and it can be very hard to get in touch with. So they go to the city hall where they know the hours. So they go in and then whatever they want, like their forms for variances or special use or things like that. And they can pick it up there and then get it filled out. And if they're having problems, they call us up and one of the members of planning and zoning will help them with their problems. Then they turn it back in at City Hall. And generally they don't have to contact us, but they will turn it in there. Then Cheyenne would call me up and let me know that there's something been turned in that's complete. Then it'll be picked up and a special hearing. Usually it's a special meeting because we don't have that many scheduled. We always try to handle things as expeditiously as we can. And so then we have to take into consideration the fact that you have to have advertised if we have a public hearing. And you have to have it in the paper 15 days ahead of time before the hearing. And you have to give the newspaper 5 days to process it. That has to be considered in when we have the hearing on it. And then we have a public hearing and we close that and then we have a discussion and we see if we've got all the information that we need. Because sometimes you can have something turn up that you don't know. Sometimes you then will have them, when you've gone over the things, you will require like a perk test or so engineer do something else that it turns up that needs to be done. And then after we've had complete things, we'll vote whether to approve or not to approve. And then we will send our recommendations onto the city council with our reasons for why we approve or do not approve the request.
Okay. And I think that you were the one that,
Yeah, so
wanted, yeah.
the reason that I was thinking about this and wanted this on the agenda is because when we were looking at revising that one ordinance, one of the reasons that I think that it lost traction is because the first meeting was very chaotic. That second meeting, when it came around, it felt like the things that we had discussed in the first meeting hadn't been recorded correctly by the city attorney, so they weren't put in the ordinance correctly. But what I'm more interested in, is there a thing that says this has to go to planning and zoning, this has to go to city council? So that when someone comes in, they're not just going, I don't know what to do, without always having to have a special meeting. You know what I mean? Like the last one, I felt like that's something that should have went to planning and zoning to look at every single thing that we could encounter. Because as we know, we struggle now with enforcing some of our ordinances, and someone may have, decided to get the animals and then refuse to give them up. And then we would have had to put money into enforcing that. So there's just things that I wanted to make sure that we had clear-cut steps on, should it go to planning and zoning or should it go to city council? And make sure that someone is given the time to research all of this to make sure that we're not rushing anything through.
Well, if it's a variance or a special use permit, or you can have anything else that comes up. If you want some research or something done, you can send it to us. Anything that has planning or zoning that deals with it, you can be sent to planning and zoning.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be something we have a form for.
Well, and I think, did Cheyenne forward what AIC planning and zoning book? I know she sent it to me. I don't know if she sent it to you guys. It was like 30 pages.
Well, actually, there's more than that because we have to go over like the open meeting laws. That's one of the things we're going to go over. So we do a lot of other things. We also read state statutes, see what they say, because they take precedence over county rules, which take precedence over city, unless the city is more stringent.
So I will look and see. I couldn't remember. I know her and I talked about it. Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is the AIC one, and I will forward that to the council,
Okay.
and then you guys can look at it, and then we can come up with a better thing. Okay. A better idea after we look at everything and see what, and then we can also see what like Deary and the other small towns are doing, because this might be more related to bigger towns, but it would still give us ideas of how we want to kind of handle things.
Like a blueprint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
Because when we have the public hearing and then discuss, can we send it to you? You have your own public hearing. And it's really good idea having those two public hearings, so it's not necessarily required in all the things. Because it's interesting, things that get turned up later on, because people suddenly hear about something. And then they come up and tell you about something that you haven't known about and that needs to be considered.
Yeah, and it might be until we figure it out that if anything comes up, we just send it all through
Planning and zoning.
planning and zoning. That could be a thing. We did want to, Justin brought up a very good idea that we're gonna put on Facebook that planning and zoning is back to let the public know. We can, when Cheyenne gets back, unless you know how to add it to the website, you can put the,
Oh, I don't know how to answer the website.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I know, there's a person that does it, but I'll let.
Yeah, Cheyenne can do that on Monday.
Another idea would be to put the forms on the website too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That way we could expedite.
Well, say the one trip in, but they still have to,
Yeah, they still have to.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
still have to come to city council though for the approval.
well,
for the final,
Yeah.
yeah, yep,
they still have to turn it in one way, form or another.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any more discussion on the,
We have a
Fun.
question in the
Oh.
audience.
Are we allowed to ask questions? It's actually a simple one.
I'll allow it, I guess. We're still learning.
Where do we publish the notices? Because as a point of reference, people out here don't usually get the newspaper delivered to them anymore. You have to pay for online subscriptions. So if we're only advertising in like, and I don't know where they're advertising them, but
In the Lewiston Tribune by
So-
law.
Could we
We're
look
required to put them in the
Yeah.
legal paper of legal description, but we also would put it like at City Hall in the window here.
I was gonna suggest maybe putting it on the City of Julietta Facebook page or social media page so that people, that's where we would see see things that the city's putting out, like, hey, we're having a special meeting.
Mhm.
Special meeting notices do get posted on the
Yeah.
Facebook and stuff, but
The notices for that, because we had hardly anybody that came that was against the last ordinance. The people that came in were people that just heard from word of mouth, but I don't think anybody saw something in the paper and said, oh, I need to rush to City Hall.
True.
And so I think that if we're gonna try to reach the citizens that live here, we need to look at how they're getting their news.
yeah, so,
Not getting it from the
the
newspaper.
notice, the notice does go in the paper by law, but we also, at the top of our minutes will say public hearing. And then the official notice that goes to the paper, I don't know if we probably don't currently put that on the website or on the Facebook page, right?
The agenda used to get posted on the Facebook page, but I don't know if we're
Cheyenne still
doing
does.
that anymore.
Okay, we can start doing that again, and then I can talk to Cheyenne about that when she gets back.
Just so that people have a better way, if people here in town have multiple
more about it.
resources, then, because a lot of the newspapers now, you have to have a subscription paid to access a lot of their stuff and,
Mm-hmm.
and, it's like Netflix or whatever, so no. That was just my only question is where do people find the notice?
I think Lewiston Tribune they'll give you 2 free article reads
Yeah.
on Facebook, and then they lock you out for a while. And
Clarice, thank you for asking that, because I was actually thinking that and going to look into it. Is there another way that we should be also letting people know about these meetings and these hearings?
Well, and I'll make sure that we're posting I'd like to see the agenda posted, at like the same time we get it, as soon as it gets posted in the paper, posted on Facebook. And then reminders the next day with a link to watch the video,
Yeah,
And thank you for that.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So Justin will be on top of that tomorrow. Okay. Any more discussion on P and Z? Okay, so did you guys get your bylaws figured out?
Sort of.
We went through them and made some corrections.
But what we usually do is we had a workshop, we went through it, made additions, changes, and then it'll be typed up. Usually it's either Justin or myself that types it. Then we send an email copy out to everybody to make sure we get the things that everybody's agreed on. And then they all say, yes, that's voting on it, and then we will have an approved copy.
Okay. So what did we do? It wasn't table. What was that one last month,
Was it
Rick?
postponed?
We postponed last time. That way we could set it
Yeah.
for a day and not have to bring it back. If we table it, we have to actually make a motion to bring it back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to postpone this till they get a copy. We weren't sure, so we
How
just
long
put
do
it
you
on.
think you'll need before you have a
Next
copy?
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, so we can postpone it till our next meeting then?
July?
Yeah,
So I would move that we postpone the approval of the Julietta planning and zoning bylaws until the July meeting.
Do I have a
I
second?
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Okay. So, we've talked a lot about getting Cheyenne some extra help. And we talked about Bailey coming down. And, Bailey is very expensive. She's worth it, don't get me wrong, she's worth it, but she's $180 an hour. And, Nikki Lipinski is, so she used to work for Genesee. And then she moved and now she contracts with Genesee as well to help their new clerk treasurer with, like, she's in Cassell, she knows all of Cassell, she knows all the stuff the clerk's supposed to do. She knows the treasurer side, and she's $45 an hour to contract with her. So, and she can log in from where she's at and do a bunch of reconciling, which is what we had paid Cassell up to an X amount to finish for, which reminds me, 2024 to get our books reconciled for 2024. And so we can save a lot of money by not paying Cassell to do that and paying her to do it. I did look through the budget because we did budget extra money last year for accounting fees because we knew we were going to either bring in the accountant or other things like that. So we do have money in, there was accounting fees under admin, we have 5,600. And then there's 12,000 in other fees, in professional fees there. And then we have operating fees, we have 7,000, we have some capital outlay. So I feel like we could afford this until the end of fiscal year, and then something to think about moving forward as we go through our budget. This way here, it helps Cheyenne, helps us, and also is a lot cheaper than some of the other options we had. And Bailey actually has worked with her from Genesee and brought it to our attention, which was great on Bailey's part because, I mean, and being proficient in Cassell, which is what we use, makes it even better. So that's what the approval of hiring Nikki Lipinski is about. Justin,
Did you already tell the council that the field work for 24 is
Nope.
finished?
I was gonna do that in my staff reports.
Oh, dang it.
Thanks for ruining my surprise. Yeah. So that, I can try and answer as best I can. If anybody has any questions about, Genesee says that she's doing great for them.
I mean, it sounds like a good idea to me, and
I think it will help Cheyenne
Yeah.
because, she's one person compared to two.
Yep.
And especially with adding another system.
well, I like the idea of having somebody work a lot cheaper, getting a lot of the work done a lot cheaper.
That has a lot of the experience, especially Cassell.
Yeah, and being a former clerk, I mean, Cheyenne is doing great. And she'll admit she doesn't have the treasurer background, but having done both of these positions, I think will be very, very beneficial to Cheyenne and get us kind of right back where we need to be.
I would agree.
Because she kind of walked into a mess.
Do we have an idea of how many hours roughly we're gonna be wanting?
We don't. With 24 being finished up, we're gonna be having probably some extra hours at first to get 25 reconciled and all that. And then after 25 is reconciled, and Cheyenne will be able to learn along with Nikki as we go. So I imagine that once we get 25 done, then the hours will slow down a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I think if we were looking at going to hire Bailey anyway at the end of the year, that it's better to get someone now, especially like you said, for
definitely.
cheaper.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the availability is the biggie.
Yeah.
Because Bailey was so busy. It would be a month before she could get back down here.
Yeah.
Well, she's actually going into her So they go from tax season, they get a little bit of a break, and then they go into school audits. So they're getting
Oh.
ready to start their busy season again. Yeah.
Yeah, I would move that we go ahead and hire.
A second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Perfect. Okay, Cheyenne will be very happy when she gets back. So, I think I forwarded the letter from Rose. So Kendrick has sent a letter asking so they're in need of more money for the pool. It's having some issues. Did you guys get the letter?
Yeah. I do have a question regarding it, though. Do we have an intergovernmental agreement with the city of Kendrick?
We do for the pool donation, cause Rose sent it over and Todd looked at it. So, but currently we only have budgeted 1,000 so far this year, but that's what her letter is. And Todd did look at the approval or look at the agreement for the pool to make sure that it was,
That it's in compliance with
yeah.
Article 8, Section 4?
And I can have him double check, but I thought he did that.
Okay, that's my only concern, is I want to make sure we stay in compliance under Article 8, Section 4 of the Idaho Constitution regarding how we pay out.
Yeah. I remember
things
this.
like this.
Yeah, I remember this got brought up and there was one talk about the trail. And the trail has provided an agreement and the pool provided an agreement, but I can have Todd double check.
Okay,
How much money is in the budget for it?
Budget from last year was only 1,000. We increased it from 500 to 1,000.
well, I have another question too, because when I spoke to the gal at JK Rec, because JK Rec is a line on our property taxes that we pay. And when I spoke to her, she said that the majority of their money goes to take care of the pool. So property taxes are already going to take care of that. And I understand maintenance is separate, because like the trail maintenance is separate, but they also pay for the trail, help take care of the trail according to her. But I'm kind of in this space of, I want to do what's best for the community, but I also don't want to feel like we're double charging the community for the pool. So I personally would like to see a copy of the agreement and to be able to read it. So until that, I would like to move to postpone this item until a copy of the agreement is available for council to review.
Okay, so I would like to make one more, just comment real quick before we can't talk about it. She did say that they are getting, everybody remember Rick Grabner that, was supposed to help us with the Ag West grant? He's supposed to be giving them a grant for 150,000. So they're supposed to be getting that to hopefully help. And I was at the last rec district meeting and the rec district does give them money. The rec district also asks, to make sure where everything goes. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that they are getting that as well, or supposed to be getting that as long as he comes through. And then I will have, we can finish the motion. I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
Okay, so do I have a second?
I'll second it.
This was postponed.
And I think though that this motion right now is debatable.
Okay.
So technically we would ask if there's any debate.
Does anybody have any more comments?
No.
Yeah.
I pointed out because of
Yeah,
what you had said
Yeah,
there.
no, I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
And so,
Yeah, I appreciate that. Okay, all in favor of postponing?
I,
Okay. Motion passes. It'll probably be next week when Cheyenne gets back. And then we'll get going on that.
I just want to make sure that we stay in compliance with the Idaho
Yep.
Constitution.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I asked for the discussion of paperless utility billing to be put on the agenda. As you know, we've had some issues with the printer. We have got that fixed. It was actually not the printer. It was So when we went to print, it'd have to go to the cloud, then down to the printer. Well, finally Cheyenne got in touch with the right person at Cassell, and Cassell said, no, don't go to the cloud. That's what's messing it up. But in the meantime, we're still spending, $110 a month, or not a month, on, I think it's what she say. Were you there, Justin? It's every 3 months for 110 on postage,
Oh, on postage.
or was it a month? Because it's 268. I think it's a month because it's 268 bills that we send out, and then $1,000 on postcards, and then 2 to 3 hours of her time. So I'd like to have the discussion about possibly, I would obviously would do a public hearing, but moving forward with a paperless utility billing. We already have the option on available now. We have, I think she said like 25 or 30% signed up for paperless billing. It would give us the opportunity to send out more notices, more on the notice instead of being, limited to the little postcard. The water reports that we have to send out, we would still send those out paper, but this would kind of streamline our process and, save us a little money. We could offer it as if you want the postcard, like before I left the Inland Cellular, they were saying if you wanted a paper bill, you had to pay X amount more.
Yeah. I think if we do it, it would be best for them to, if they want a paper copy, they have to opt in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I just wanted to have this discussion to see if there was like if we wanted to look at moving forward with public hearing and stuff, just to see what everybody's thoughts on were and kind of get the ball rolling.
So if we go that way, can we still drop off?
Yep.
Physical checks?
Yep. So the only thing that would change from the way we do it now is that instead of sending out a postcard, you get an email.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Yep. You can.
Can Cassell do that automatically without?
That's what it does now.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, so that would.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just
There's no reason for
automatically.
us not to move ahead into the 19th century.
Right. Right. Yeah. So it would send out an email and then they can pay through the portal if they want. They can still drop off a check. They can come in and visit Cheyenne if they want. Yep. Okay. Then I will talk to her about moving forward with a public hearing when she gets back. Okay. Staff reports.
Okay, so Dean with, Correct Equipment is here tonight to re-talk about the water meters. We've been looking at getting that going and, he called me, yesterday and he has some concerns about timelines, getting things ordered if we decide to go forward. And also the integration with Cassell is what we were mostly worried about. That was kind of the big sticking point. So
Well,
I'm gonna let him talk during his public, comment.
comments. Okay.
So that's why he's here. Tomorrow Herco is coming to do estimates for paving and then I will do the same exact estimates with Poe so that we can compare and then we can get the paving going for this year. City council is going to have to make a decision about the park fencing. Our contractor will not return our calls and he's been paid a third down, third down, $4,000.
I was gonna ask, because I drove by and I looked and I was
I
like,
called him again today, left a voicemail. I've texted. Cheyenne has called, Cheyenne has texted. We cannot get them to return our calls. So my question, I guess, to city council would be, do you want to go with the next bid up and have them just do the small ball field because that's what looks the worst? Do we want to have Todd just send a letter to him and hopefully they get on the schedule and do the job? I'm pushing it up. So that is up to you guys, how we want to handle it. I don't really know. This has not happened to me before where someone just takes money from the city and vanishes.
Does he like, literally, does he have an address in Lewiston or whatever?
They have a physical address in Cul-de-sac, but I have not driven there to see them. But
I think he should get Todd involved.
I think so too.
Just jump in the truck and.
Yeah.
I think we probably have to send a letter either way, because if we go to another
I mean,
contractor, we're gonna have to send something to demand our money
it's
back.
gonna be taxpayer money.
Let's send a letter. I would vote to have Todd send a letter and they can either refund the deposit or they can get out here and get the job done.
Yeah.
I apologize to everyone. I did not see this coming. It's the
Well, you
first time
can't.
it's happened to me and
So I'll call Todd tomorrow and,
Okay.
see what we can do and take care of this,
Okay.
get some things going.
Yeah, tell him, yeah, we got his contract approved, so.
Now it's time for him to go to work.
Yeah, time to get to work.
well,
Yeah.
thank you for dealing with that. Today I ordered, some chemicals for the pond. They're non-toxic to fish and other animal life supposedly. So I'm going to be putting that in as soon as we get it, by next week, hopefully. And that is supposed to clear off all the duckweed. And the fountain is going, but it's really not helping as much as we thought it would. The summer hire is here, so if you guys don't know him.
Do you want
his
to stand
name
up for a second?
is Nathan,
Hi there.
Nathan Kimberly, right?
Yep.
Yep. And he is got tons of experience. He's already been doing weed eating jobs in town for other people, and so he's gung ho to do it. So
Did a
you
great
guys-
job
you
on his
guys
interview.
have
Yeah.
any questions or anything, then if not, I did order him 3 shirts today
Okay.
for the city. And what you said you could start on the 15th, is that right?
Is that next Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can start next
Okay.
Monday.
Okay, so we will get him trained
I've been
in.
waiting.
We will do safety training first and then gradually get him onto the mower and all the other things. So,
Yeah. So we did hire him. I know in other hires of mine that we've had to have council approval. With Todd said that, I mean, he was pretty much our only candidate, so we figured, and, well, there was three
Well, there was
candidates.
4 that applied and
There
only
was
2.
two that interviewed.
Two that interviewed.
But he knocked the interview out of the park, so, and we had the money budgeted, so Todd said it was okay to just go ahead and hire so we could get the process going instead of waiting for, with the summer hire. With regular hires, I do bring it forward to the council for approval. And we did have budgeted at $15 an hour, is what our budget was.
And
So-
what's the time frame?
So he will be here from next Monday through, before football starts, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and he is your junior going into senior?
God, yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't count on a graduate.
So we might have him for a few more years, is what you're saying? Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Nathan, for showing up.
Yeah, of
We
course.
appreciate
Yep.
it. And I didn't know if they'd have questions or not, but.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for him?
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And let's see, I think that's all I have for the moment.
I'm good, you know.
Okay, so I got a couple things. We did Joe's 90-day review. He's here to stay. He did good. He's right on task aware. He's actually a little ahead of where he should be, so that's good.
good.
Yep, got lots of good ideas. He's been nailing it at the water plant, and him and Justin are doing great. Great team. And then at the end of the month, I will be out of state, and then I will send out an email when I'm actually going to be gone, the dates. And Amanda will be having to sign some paychecks because I'll be gone at that point. And like Justin said, he ruined my surprise. The field work is done for the audit for 24. So they're just compiling the big report. Let's see, you've been through a couple of them, I think. It's going to be a long meeting when they bring those in. And then, so they're done with field work for 24. They're starting on field work for 25. And then we'll move forward with that. And let's see, the brush bin got overfilled this weekend because there was a discrepancy of whether the county was taking brush at the bulky waste site, and that bin is for our citizens only, for the city of Juliaetta citizens. So Justin contacted the county, and we're working through that. So I do want to apologize to the citizens that it was crazy full. So we're looking at putting it on a weekly schedule during this time of year, just because it's so busy, and kind of getting that whole mess figured out. Also, I did get some feedback from some citizens that watch our videos that they said it's kind of, I don't know if anybody else has actually watched the videos, that it gets kind of quiet and they would like to see more of like the people talking. That's why Joe moved the podium, possibly maybe a second speaker, second camera they thought might help. I just want to get if anybody else has watched the videos and seen if they're too quiet or if there's improvements we could make.
When I can't come in person, I actually do watch them. I've gone and watched all of Eric's from like YouTube for, all of them. The only complaint that I have recently is that when you're trying to go find one, they're all labeled city council meeting, but you have to figure how many months ago was that. They're not dated. So that really should be addressed if you're gonna have that on there as your records retention, that they're dated on the title somewhere.
Yeah, I know that we've talked about that. Well, we just got to figure that out.
And it does get a little bit muffled too, so at some points.
Yeah,
You're kind of like, what they say? So that you're hoping it's in the minutes.
And you get a wireless speaker up there.
Yeah.
I've noticed that when I've watched it, that depending on where the speaker's at, it like if you're talking and then if Joe were to go to talk, it takes it a moment to catch up and realize, oh, I need to be capturing that voice and amplifying it. So I think that looking at maybe like one over there, one over here, and then maybe one up there would make the sound easier and more consistent.
Okay. These are good ideas that we can look at when we go through the budget to see what we want to spend to. I do think this is a great idea for the citizens who can't make it, to be able to watch our meetings and stuff, and I'd like to see if we can make it a little better. And let's see, what else do I have? Oh, so I know it's only June, but we did get a donation for lights at the park, and I was kind of wanting to work with Kendrick to do some big Christmas light things. So I'll be asking for volunteers for, I'm calling it a Christmas Park Task Force kind of thing. And I'm going to go talk to Kendrick as well and see if we can maybe do I mean, I know that we're not going to compete with Locomotive Park the first year, maybe the second year, but see if we can, with the donation that we have, do something nice down there.
As long as it's better than Kendrick, that's what matters.
And I think that's all I got.
So I've been working with Christine on the street market. We had our first street market this last Friday. And something that myself and a couple of the other volunteers kind of ties into what you were just talking about. We were talking about potentially doing something at the park, some sort of like holiday market, so that we could have some vendors in around the fall or around Christmas. I have a few other ideas that I'm kind of kicking around, and I'm getting some ideas about something at the park that if it seems like something that's feasible and we can do, we'll present it to council to see if it's something that we want to do. But we just feel like having something around the holidays could really help both communities, and maybe doing it maybe just once a month, like October, November, and December, something to bring the community together and give them some place to go and figure out kids' games and things like that.
It also got brought up about like parades and stuff. And I know that it's difficult to close the main highway, but I think we have State Street. I think was that you?
Oh, yeah, that I pointed out State Street.
Yeah,
like the
State Street
longest
would
street
be
in town.
a good idea for a parade. And I know we have a nice new fire truck that look good in Christmas lights.
Oh, we can blink that thing all out.
Oh yeah.
Bedazzle it.
Bedazzle it, there you go. Hey, anything else?
Nope, that was it.
Eric?
I got that word.
Joe?
Been a crazy 3 months.
It has.
It's been educational. It has been entertaining at times. I have learned a ton. To touch base on the whole brush bin thing, I would like to point out that we are getting into fire season They're already having problems in southern Idaho with some of the fires, so once we get this whole thing resolved with the brush bin, I strongly urge people, keep your grass cut down, clean up your shrubs, your trees and stuff, get it down there. If we've got the bin available, minimize any fire risk or anything. Um, Having the summer help is definitely going to be an added bonus. Justin and I have been working on some potential projects throughout town. Unfortunately, with everything else that we've got going on, we haven't been able to do much of any of these other projects. One of which is here pretty soon. We are going to be trying to get rid of as many of these nasty stumps around town. And we've just been waiting for the additional summer help to be able to free one of us up to be able to go out and start getting some of these stumps removed and getting the public easement down the streets cleaned up and looking nicer. So,
Good.
Good.
You mentioned this, the work you've been doing on the cemetery fence.
Zane and I have been spending the last couple weekends going up there, setting the panels in. We've got the first 2 runs already up there. They're just laid out on the ground, and weather permitting and work schedule permitting, when the 2 of us can, we get up there, we get the panels squared up, bolted into place, leveled and everything, and then concrete them in as we go. This last weekend, we only managed to get 2 panels in, partly because a couple of the post holes were a little bit larger than they were supposed to be and took a little bit more concrete. So concrete didn't cure enough for us to feel comfortable bolting the next panel in and putting the added stress on the concrete. So, but right now, the first 2 sections that are right at the main gate, we're almost 50% through getting those panels in.
Good.
Thank you.
Did you ever figure out the paint?
What's that?
Did you figure out the paint?
We do have an idea on paint. I will get with you to do an Amazon order possibly when we, yeah. He did say that, he did say they were sending the money
Yeah.
for the paint and yeah.
Anything else?
Laundry list of projects that we're working on, laundry list that we haven't even started yet, but yeah, this summer's gonna be pretty busy. Even when we do get everything caught up, we're still gonna be pretty busy staying on top of things, so.
Okay. Clifford? Okay. We'll now open it up to public comment. Is there any comment from the public?
Yes, me.
Yes.
All right, just an introduction again. My name's Dean Brown. I'm with Correct Equipment. I actually work out of Moses Lake. I cover eastern Washington and northern Idaho for my company. And I've addressed the council before, but just to revisit the meter thing, you know, as Justin mentioned, we have 2. First concern was interfacing with Cassell, your billing software. Master Meter is one of the top 4 manufacturers of meters in the US. We interface with Cassell all the time. Our software is designed to interface with billing software. So there will be we won't have any issues interfacing with that. In fact, as part of the process of the setup of all the software, Master Meter will have their IT department will go through and set up that interface, and then they'll actually, if they have any problems, they will reach out to Cassell and resolve any of those concerns. But it's part of what the software costs that you guys are going to be paying, that you would pay for, is that interface on that, along with setup and training of that software. So does that answer your question, your concern on that? I mean, you know, I know that like Lapway uses Cassell, and I was talking to Chester, and I said, I don't know if they're the best reference. They've owned meters for 3 years, and they only have less than 50 installed. They're still manually reading stuff, but we have set up the interface with Cassell there. It is all set up and it's functional. They just really, they need to
move forward and get some meters installed.
I remember
Start
like
using them.
Jamie, I installed a bunch of your meters, didn't they?
No,
Or
not,
who was
not
that?
master meter.
Yeah, no, I don't know who else.
I was trying to think of some other people around here. We have a lot of big install base in the Spokane area. And I don't always, a lot of these towns or utilities or irrigation district, wherever use our meters, they've had master meter for a long time. And I don't know what their billing software is always, but really the biggest deal is that we are designed to interface with that. And then also as part of the process of the rollout of meters, what we would do once we got the go ahead to go forward, we would bring in 5 meters. I'm going to back up just a second. So we did some of the things that have happened since we did meet before. We got special pricing approved for the city, so we have some very good pricing. We know that small towns are, budgets are limited, so we did get special pricing approved for you guys, but also, and with that special pricing, there's Master Meter has a program where we can put in 5 meters, cellular meters. We did a propagation study. We showed that the cellular propagation study was very good. We just had a couple meters that were still good. I mean, it's a good, better, best. Most everything was in the really best area. And then there's some meters towards the outside that were just good, which is fine, because we might have to just put antennas up in the meter box lids and stuff. But as part of this process, we can get 5 meters. We would go through and put those 5 meters in. We'd be able to test those to make sure that they propagate, that they're reporting into the system. But also as part of that process, Master Meter will come in and they'll do all that setup of the software. They can actually set up, do the interface file at that point, and we test that for 30 days. And at the end of that 30 days, there's no money out of the city's pocket if it doesn't work. We take the meters back, we walk away and say, hey, this didn't work, but we already know it's going to work. We've Master Meter's done a lot of these projects with their cellular stuff. It is a little bit newer product for them, but we've got several projects going on with them, and the propagation's been very good. That's kind of so I guess as part of this process, we would, before the city would have to put out any money towards this, we'd actually know whether, making sure that we can interface, not that that's going to be, that it would be any kind of issue, but we would actually be able to test the meters, be able to see the stuff. Those meters are going to report in once or twice a day. You'd be able to see those readings, and with this new system, you would actually see typically hourly readings, but we can actually define that the readings down to 15-minute readings. So you can literally see when somebody flushes their toilets or takes a shower. But, there is different technique, drive-by read, fixed network, and cellular are kind of the 3 main technologies out there. And just the way that Master Meter has come forward with their cellular, I think that it would be very beneficial to the city to go with the cellular, because if you do the drive-by read, you have to have a radio and a laptop and a bunch of hardware reading software that can be in the $15,000 to $20,000 range, where just the cellular is going to send that stuff in. No reading hardware is required. It is a little bit higher cost on an annual basis because it's a charge per connection. So, but you don't have to have anybody out drive by reading the meters. So is that, any questions on that?
I don't know that we can technically ask questions because you weren't on the agenda. We just get to listen to you.
Okay.
But we just want to make sure that we're following proper protocol, but I appreciate you with your
Okay.
public comment. So
I do have one more thing I wanted to touch on, was timeline. Justin was saying that you guys want to try to make this year's budget, and so really you would need to be able to
use that money before October 1st, I believe. So, my concern is we go through and we start the trial, that could take us, 2-4 weeks to get meters here installed, everything, getting that software set up, it could be 6 weeks out. And then moving forward to get meters in here, you could be another. We stock a lot of meters, but depending on how many meters you want, we might have to get some from the factory. That could be 4 to 6 weeks. So there's some timeline stuff here that really moving forward, we're kind of probably need to start doing something to make the timeline that you guys want to make. So, and I'll work with Justin on that. But I guess a couple of things I'll just get with Justin, because what we need to do is we don't have a real accurate. I've got pricing per meter, I've got pricing for software, but I don't know if we've actually done a real budget proposal for the exact size and amount of meters that you guys have. But yeah, and I guess the other thing is that to consider is, if we do this stuff, you guys should keep thinking about, is that going to be your water guys installing that, or are you guys going to look at hiring? We can do that. There's other companies that can do the install portion of it. The install portion of it, it's actually hard installing a meter, and so roughly, probably for most meters, you're probably talking somewhere between $60 to $90 a meter for install, for just your residential stuff. And if you've got bigger meters, the price goes up drastically. So just a little FYI. But thanks for your time. I'll work with Justin, and we can get some stuff together and figure out where you guys want to go. So
Okay,
thanks.
thank you. Is there any other public comment? Yes.
I want to say thank you to the board because whoever did it, I had complained about motorcycles a couple months ago, and you guys put it in the space where that comes out. It's been really quiet. No, I'm saying that really quietly. Because I was told after you guys put that in there, and after our public meeting, it almost completely stopped. I don't know if it's just missing way or got dirt bikes complicated or whatever, but it's been great. Second question is going to be more for Justin and Joe. The CAPA program. You guys still run the CAPA program? Because it's kiddie season, there's a couple of Christmas ones running around. When you guys catch them, are they going away and not coming back, or are they going away getting fixed and being brought back on the system?
So I have a place in Oslo that takes them. But there's no guarantee that they're going to survive. I mean,
No, my question is are you taking them and then bringing them right back to continue to cause problems after being fixed? Okay.
No, I'm not destroying them, but they are going away.
Oh, they're going away, okay.
So
Because we do have a house around the corner from us that the neighbors have said is vacant. It's been vacant for a while, and the windows are open and the cats live in the house. Do you know which house I'm talking about?
I do know which house you're talking about.
I don't know if it's true. I've never seen the cats, or there's a lot of cats around there, but we haven't been able to catch any. Because I knew you guys were taking them for a while. It's like they got all the ones that got caught were like, oh, there is a trap. Let's avoid that. We've moved it. We've rebaited it. They're just not coming for it, but they're still all over the property. And there's a few that are pregnant.
So one person in town did catch 6 and take them to potlatch and have them fixed. But you have to bring them back.
Yeah.
After the fix.
I'm happy just giving them to you and let you.
And then also people are feeding them. I know I can name 3 people right off the top of my head that buy bags and bags and bags of food.
So I would Rich and I were part of a feral cat program in Arizona, and I would like to just let you know, one of the reasons that they want you to bring the cat back after it's been fixed is because if you don't bring that cat back, then other cats move in. They have already established that territory, so now they're fixed and they're more likely to keep the reproducing cats away from the area. That's one of the reasons they
I think
want
our
you to bring
problem
it
is
back.
that the cats like to use all of our property we've had certain areas where we've had to put cement because they were using it as a cat box. We got kitty rope everywhere. Well, now they're just using our entire driveway, so you could get out of your car and step into rocks, but they bury it under the rocks.
Yeah,
So-
we have that problem too.
We had
But I
cats
just
coming in
wanted
our
you
dog
to-
door and spraying in our house. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They
why
were
I
dying.
just wanted to give you just a little insight on why they ask for the feral cats to go back. Because when you create a void, it's gonna fill in with something else. So that's one of the reasons they clip the ear, they fix them, and they ask them to go back to where you took them from.
Well, I would welcome any suggestions or any help. You guys have been great. You have been catching them and
Well, we were, but they're just like, they literally will come up to it, they'll go in, we have them on camera, they'll go in it, and I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna snap, and then they just back right out. And they don't even get the food, but they get so close. It drives me nuts.
so, but I would welcome any suggestions from anybody on how to help solve this problem in the best way. Because I'm not that experienced a dog or cat catcher. We caught a raccoon in the trap the other day.
You don't wanna catch a skunk on accident.
So
We've caught
anyway,
those.
yeah, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
I
And
appreciate
thank
it.
you guys again for the notice in the paper, because it's. And we have new neighbors, so that helps. Their
Good.
pool ended up in our
They're
backyard today.
trying very hard.
They are.
They're trying very hard.
They are. Their pool ended up in our backyard today, and I messaged them. I'm like, hey, are you missing a pool? And then it ended up, they didn't get there in time. When I'm working, I can only be away from my keyboard for so long, otherwise it snitches on me. And so by the time they got there, it had actually gone into the other neighbor's yard and blown over their fence. So, yeah.
Okay, is there any other public comment? Okay, need a motion to,
I'll move to adjourn.
do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
I
Motion passes. Thanks, everybody. You seconded?
Yeah. Yes.
Got it backwards.
That area where you're at, that in there, Laurel was catching some of the calls. Actually, coming up.